Pathigam once again, everybody. Hope all of you are doing fine. And in this episode, I was thinking to do a Thevaram and its meaning episode. So today I've chosen a song from Nyanasambantar's Thevaram, which is in Thirumurai 1. The title of the song is Nandrudaiyaanai. Now we're going to see how we're going to sing this song. Then later part we'll see the meaning for the song. Tiruchitrambalam Nandrudaiyaanai Thevaram Nandrudaiyaanai Thevaram Nandrudaiyaanai Thevaram நரைவில் வேறு ஒன்றுடையானே 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 உமையொரு பாகம் உடையானே சென்றடையாத திருவுடையானை சென்றடையாத திருவுடையானை சிரா பள்ளியே குன்றுடையானை Okay, that's how you sing the song. Now let's look into the meaning. This song is by Nyanasambanthar in his first Thirumurai. The song title is Nandrudaiyaanai. It brings a very simple meaning. Basically, all the Nyanasambanthar songs majorly will evolve around two major concepts. The first one is he would give evidence and proof of the existence of God. The second concept is he will describe how God is only doing good to the souls. So these are the two main concepts. Now let's get into the song. So the song starts as Nandrudaiyaanai Thevaram. These two words are the main theme of this entire song, entire hymn. I don't know how do you pronounce it. If you know it, okay, you know what I mean, right? Okay, so the first two words, Nandrudaiyaanai means he ever does only good. Thevaram means he would never do anything bad or negative. So, according many exponents in Thirumurai have said that God only does good. But then, looking at the current occurrences in our life, based on our experience, do you think many of us question that quote? Does he really do good? If he does only good, why am I feeling so much of sadness and a lot of bad things happening in life, and I feel my life is so unfair? Most of the time we feel like, people even say like, I have never done anything bad to others. Why do I have to feel this or go through this right now? Why these things are happening only to me? There are even much more evil people out there who are experiencing good, but why bad things only happen to me? All these kind of statements. So with that, based on that, how could actually someone say God is only good? And at another scenario, we also can see an exponent called Manivasagar says, Tayinum Sala Parindu, which means God is much more graceful, loving than a mom. Okay, the entire universe accepts that mother figure in this world could be the most selfless person. Basically, they are not selfish, they always want the best for their kid. But assessing that, like, let's put mothers in a let's scrutinize mothers. Do they really do a good? Yes, most of the time. But there are days I do remember, like my mother wrongly punished me when my brother lies about me, right? Not always that she can do good. Sometimes she's frustrated after a busy work day. Good means like ever good, right? But she has situations some days that she knows to herself that she didn't do the right thing. I know to myself that she didn't do the right thing to me. How could you say like God could only do good? How to quantify it? Because God is abstract, right? How do we quantify that? So here we go. We have to come back to the principles of Saiva Siddhanta, which Saivism expounds. So when you look at that, we all know that souls have some limitations and some abilities. The same way the Supreme Being has some abilities as well. So if you look at souls, we are strictly bound. Our knowledge or the scale of knowledge, we can't know what happened. We can't, like for example, my kid comes back home running to me, says like, oh, today my teacher have like mispunished me, like she was not right, she didn't know what I did, I didn't do wrong, but my teacher just blamed me to be wrong. I was not present there. I have no ability to be omnipresent, if you understand. I can't be in several places to observe like what's happening in each and every scenario for me to be right all the time, right? But if you look at God, the Supreme Being, he has that power. He's omnipresent. So he is everywhere. He knows everything. His knowledge is like beyond the future and the past. He knows everything. He doesn't need to experiment me. For example, humans, if I was walking on a road and if you were to throw $100, you have to do an experiment. You can't be sure whether I would pick it up, would I put it on my pocket, or would I put it on would I like donate the 100 to a charity, or would I like give it back to somebody, or would I like just walk past it pretending not to see it? You wouldn't be able to judge me because you don't know it. As human, we have this constraint, that is, we have to experiment something to know what would happen in which way. However, if you look at the Supreme Being, he is not like that. God is not like that. He knows even before we react, before even we think, he knows what we can do. I also can give you another quote from Navukarasar's song. He says, "Vendathakada arivoini, venda muludum tarumoini." So God knows everything with all this ability, which is like he is omnipresent. He knows everything before testing you, without testing you. He has all the power to create anything and everything with all these qualities. What's happening is he has the ability to help us. Souls are with a bondage, right? They have some limitations and they are dependent knowledge wise. So we don't have the strength to do only good to others all the time. However, with God's potential, he always can do good to others. His only purpose is to serve the souls to be better, to get rid of our ignorance and bestow us with this eternal bliss which he has, So for that, in order for that, he only does good. But what if we are experiencing something bad? So here I would like to quote, or probably I would like to give you an example of a doctor. Say we trust doctors so much. I would like to quote the diabetic patients because they like go through this a lot. For example, you got an ulcer on your leg and it's like really eating up your flesh and it's like really getting into the pus level and it's like really infecting and everything. You go to a doctor. What do a doctor do? Does he give you like some sweets and like make you feel good? No, probably he'll just take a knife and start scraping your wound even deeper in the name of cleaning. What we would do is like, have you ever heard anybody saying like, oh my god, the doctor is so mean, he just starts cutting me up? No, we probably volunteer ourselves to the doctor and say like, doc, get it clean, I just want to heal, right? So though it's painful, though it is a negative gesture which is like cutting you apart, still we'll just give it to the doctor believing that he's gonna do the best for us. Cutting is a negative act, but it's going to result you with good results. So we are like okay about it, right? So does God. He gives you a good experience and bad experience for us to like improve, or like to graduate from the ignorance that we have. We understand ignorance and we move out of it. Certain experience is needed, required for us to enlighten ourselves about what ignorance could do to ourselves. Saivism calls it as anava, or you also can say it as like the bondage. It is also a term which Saivism uses. What all this anava can do to us, right? So God is at any time serving us with all best things at our well-being's concern, you know. I hope you get what I mean. So that's what God does. That's what Nyanasambanthar quotes here. Nandrudaiyaanai thiyadilane. He has no necessity to put us through bad, or like just because you're crying, he's not gonna feel good, because he is not normal human being. Most of the time, yes, when we hurt somebody, sometimes we just hurt people to feel good. God has no necessity for it. He's not dependent. He's so independent, and he has this eternal bliss with him. He doesn't need to do something to feel good. So that's that. Then Nyanasambanthar also says he has a Narai Velleru Nandrudaiyaanai. That means God has this male cow which is white in color, and it's Nandrudaiyaanai. Nandru in Tamil means one, as well as it is also like uncomparable. It is the one sort. So he has the one, like the one male cow. So this male cow, every day we see it everywhere. You go to Shivan temple, we see in the Nandi, we also see in his flag. Sometimes we have the male cow's logo, Nandi logo. We see it everywhere. So what does that symbolizes is God is an unbiased, neutral body. He is honest. He doesn't take anybody's side. In Tamil we say it's Arakkadavul, we say. So he chooses the best for each and every soul based on, not without being biased and neutral. So this is like by law. It says, it describes like God works, functions by law. So he knows when you need this, in order for you to learn this, you have to go through this. So he works, he functions by law. Then Nyanasambanthar also continues, Umayoru Pagam. He has Umay in the half of himself, right? He has the mother goddess. Mother goddess refers to God's grace. So God's grace is like, this is where they say like it's in a female form. So they say like he is much more loving than a mom. He's so graceful, he's so merciful, and all those sort of thing. So why he says this here? Because though he functions according to law, like he's unbiased, he's not just because you offer him like one a veil with like jewels in it, he's gonna be like, Tasha, you have given me like a Ratna veil, so I'm just gonna like close my eyes. No, he doesn't work like that. However, he's like by law, though he functions by law, he does have this love part, soft part, motherly part in him, where like, you know, even in schools, like, you know, when you do this by law, you'll get expelled from the school, but still we have counselors at school where they would like assess you like, okay, fine, this boy is currently going through real hardship, that's why he did his outburst this way, so like let's just bring down the punishment a bit based on his mental level, or like probably like his emotional level. Even that it also applies in the even national constitution. If you see like by law, sometimes when there's a case of murder or something, with all the evidence, they also assess a person's mentality. If he's mentally ill, then probably he can't be in charge of his action, right? So that's how God, though he functions by law, he also considers the soft part, motherly part of him to assess ourselves. Like for example, if we have different sort of experience in life, you know, some people lose their entire family at a shot, like in one car accident, everybody dies except this one person, but they still could move, they could still function. Probably there are girls who probably, even they get one small pimple on your face, they just break their heart, or like probably one breakup in their life could lead them to a death. They would commit suicide or something. So every soul has its capacity of handling experience, good and bad. Even like some people win lottery, and then if you go tell them like you won lottery, you got $1 billion, and then their heart just stops functioning and they die. So it's like good or bad, both of that. Every soul has its capacity and its limit, what it can process and what it can't. So God, because he has this motherly character, by law he doesn't put everything on you. Okay, fine, you know what, you did this in this birth, you are just gonna be like torn out now. Okay, this is what you're gonna face. He doesn't do that because he knows what we can handle. So he takes it into like so many births. That's why the main reason, like even saivism believes in reincarnation. He divides it and he like provides you with like different births for you to like understand and like repair yourself. Like you learn from your mistake. It's not like you get punished. It's not always about getting punished, but it's about you making the change. Like you change yourself, you know, you learn something from your mistake. So that's what we mean by Umayoru Pakamudiyana. He has the motherly character where he uses his love and softness, and he also uses the law to bend us to become better. Okay, so that's that. And then the last thing he says, Nandrudaiyaanai. That means God has Thiru. There is two type of explanation here. The first one goes as Nandrudaiyaanai. No matter what you go and give him, nothing will go enrich him. He is not the person who's like, if you go and offer him money, he gives the money to you. He decides how much money, wealth you should have, how much education you should have, whatever you call yourself, whatever you categorize as wealth that you should have, he decides that. So there's nothing new that you're gonna go offer him that's gonna excite him. So Thirumurai, you can't give anything for him in return, or even as thanksgiving, you can't give anything. Reality is you can't offer him anything. We are offering so many things during the puja and everything because we just want to show our thankfulness. But does that really going in, like, does he really accepting it? No. Does he require it? No. He doesn't need all that. He doesn't have any need from you. He's just, because he's having this eternal bliss and he has all the time and he is so graceful and he wants to help the souls to get rid of the ignorance, he's helping us. That's all, you know. So Nandrudaiyaanai version 1. Version 2 is also Thiru means like the liberation, the salvation. These are the words commonly used in Saivism that I come across now in English. So it's the liberation, soul liberation, spiritual liberation, whatever you want to say it. He has that. Liberation is the stage where he bestows you with eternal bliss. You're going to feel bliss only. You're going to realize you're going to understand and interpret, and you're going to know what ignorance is, what we are, what's our capacity, what is our ability, what's our disability. We know what is the gratefulness of God and what God could offer us, and we would surrender to him and he will give you. That's what we also say moksha, Veedu Peru in Tamil. We also say a lot of names for that. That is the place where God like just holds you and just drown you in his blessing, where you will just feel eternal bliss. So this liberation, he has it. So Thirumurai means a soul can't really, it is not our effort. A lot of exponents have explained this, that is like, just because we are like exploring spiritual path and we are like learning so many spiritual scriptures, you know, 14 Meganda Satra, if you know all the Thirumurais by heart, and you think like you really understood God, and can you be assured like, you know what, this birth I am dying and straight away I'm getting a ticket to moksha? Can you do that? Can you be sure on that? No, you can't. Every exponent says like, even that, for you to understand God, even for that you need God's grace. Thirumurai, we can't in our own effort. Only by the effort of a soul we can never go and attain the liberation that he has. you can't attain soul liberation. Even for that, we need God's grace. That's what being explained in that line. Then he says all these things, you know, the God who has this, who only does good thing, or this God, the supreme being, is residing in Thirumurai Nandrudaiyaanai. He is in this hill of Tiruchirappalli. We all know Tiruchirappalli. It's in Trichy. It is part of India. You can visit there. If you go there, there's a place called Rockford, Malakota. Pretty much everybody who have gone to Trichy would have gone there, because that's like a shopping hub. There's a big kundru where it is very famous for the Uchippillayar temple, where everybody goes up. You can look, you can just see the town view of entire Trichy if you go up on that temple. Below that temple, there's another Sivan temple, which is Thayumanavar temple. That's the primary temple there. But many of us don't realize it. Very less people go visit it. Here Nyanasambanthar says, Nyanasambanthar goes to the temple and he sings the song there, and he says that God is residing here for us to see, because God is abstract. If he is not taking any form, and if he's not residing in any temple, it is going to be close to impossible for us to understand God, or to even see God, to even experience God. See, many of us going to a temple, a lot of people say like they experience so much of vibration, they could experience so many spiritual experiences in a temple, in this kind of holistic place. So God himself, from his primitive stage where he had no form, he have took so many forms, several types of forms, because the souls need so much of variety. So he takes so many forms and he resides in temple. So please go to that temple and you can see him there. He is like humongously big. He's like probably 2-story tall. He is huge. His name is Thayumanavar. There's like so much of crazy history with that temple. Go there, visit him, and experience God there. That's all I would say. All for us, the message from this song is always remind ourselves, no matter good thing happen to us, or even if you are in a very very bad situation of life, that's the best thing God has chosen for us, in order for us to progress towards spiritual liberation, or for us to progress in the process of getting rid of ignorance. That's the idea of God. He's always been helping us. He has no need to put us in suffering in order for him to feel good, or for him to feel anything. He's already the supreme being. He doesn't need any more people like slaves to worship him and say like, oh, please do good to me, so that he's gonna do good to us. So that's about this song. If you have children at home, put this thought in their head. As adults, we have a lot of things happening in our life. It's very hard for us to think like God is only doing good to us at many occasions, because it's not in our system. But then if you put that in our small kids at home, they will grow up with this idea. They would have better courage to face life, because they know why things are happening in life, and bad is not always going to be the bad. They will skip this depression. There's no need to be depressed. There's no need to be so much of, some people take so much of tension. You don't need to take that much of tension, because God is only going to be doing good. You know, with God's bless, my parents brought me up like that. You know, fortunately, I was born into a saivite family. Since small, my parents always say, good things happen, God given you this. Bad things happen, God given you this. I'm into adulthood. Probably have faced few things in my life, little bad situations, which I consider bad to myself. And even in those periods, my parents only told me one thing, that Agalya, probably God is giving you the best, surely God is only giving you the best at this time. So all you have to do is pray more and just hold on tight to God, and things will go across. Probably every situation is molding us, right? Every situation molds us. So probably I can't know what is the direct message out of every experience that I go through, but my souls do record it. So always keep God as your motivation, and he has no reason to do bad. He has no reason to put us into suffering, so he always does only good to us. So that's about it. If we understand this, our life will be இன்பமே என்னாலும் துன்பம் இல்லை மென்மைக்குள் செய்வது இது விளங்கு புலகம் எல்லாம். That's all for this video. Catch you in the next video. Bye. Oops, I totally forgot about a line. Sirapalli Nandrudaiyaanai Koorai en ullam kulirume. Koorai en ullam kulirume means like to even talk about the Supreme Being, my heart just melts, my mind just feels so chilled and so happy, and I'm just feeling the bliss to even talk about him. That's what the line means. I totally forgot to explain that part. I'm really sorry. A small announcement, I do have this video in Tamil as well. If you are not good in Tamil reading but you still can understand Tamil, please go back to the Tamil video, and you are most welcome to watch that, because Tamil is my mother tongue. English is not. Probably I just try to put out more English videos to help those who totally don't understand Tamil, but I do still feel like Tamil is my strongest language, and I probably could deliver my core contents in Tamil much better than English. So if you feel okay to watch my Tamil videos, you can find the same video in the Tamil version as well. Thanks for watching. Please do share to many others who would want to know about Thevaram. Take care. Bye bye.